The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
Hello everybody, welcome to Daily Muddy. I'm Bob Goff. Ashley Conrad is off today. My guest is Henry Sweets with the Mark Twain Museum over in Hannibal. Welcome, sir.
Well, pleased to be here.
Busy time, I assume?
Well, we've got a lot of things going on. Downtown in Hannibal around the holiday season is always busy.
It's a lot of fun down there, of course. I was born in Hannibal, grew up in Perry, all that good stuff. So love heading back over there for lots of great things going on. Kind of tell us about a couple things that are happening.
Well, this coming Saturday, I will be doing a special program at the museum, which is titled Clemens Christmas. And this is kind of interesting because when we take a look at the Clemens family in Hannibal, first of all, they were never very affluent. Mr. Clemens tried to run a general store, went bankrupt with it. He was elected Justice of the Peace, but that was more of a quarterly court situation, so it wasn't a heavy salary.
Right.
And the family didn't have a lot of money. So when we try to think of Christmas time, unfortunately, Mark Twain never writes about Christmas in Hannibal.
Right.
And so we have to look at other sources. And the way my program will start, we will take a look at what we know about Christmas time in Hannibal in the 1840s and early 1850s, and quite different than the commercial Christmas time that we have today. Then I will shift gears a little bit, and we'll take a look at the what was going on in the Clemens household when they were living out in Hartford, Connecticut, after he had become quite wealthy, built a large house, and what they did there. So it'll take a look at Christmas in different stages of Mark Twain's life. And it's will be, I think, very interesting for people because, again, we'll be talking about what we know of Christmas in the 1840s and 50s, quite different than we have today.
Sure.
Then later in life, when he's writing about Christmas, there are several aspects to look at. Again, he never described Christmas in their house in Hartford, Connecticut, but his daughter Clara did. She wrote a biography of her father, and in there talks about Christmas time. So we'll share very much what was going on from the child's viewpoint of Christmas at that time. A couple of things that people might find interesting with that. Mark Twain in 1867 made a trip to Europe and the Holy Lands on board the Quaker City. And his impressions stayed with him the rest of his life. And he wrote a letter at Christmas time to one of his shipmates, a slightly older lady that he'd stayed in touch with, and described Christmas time from the plains of Bethlehem, which is a very moving take a look at it. And compare that to Reverend Brooks, who wrote O Little Town of Bethlehem. And as you look at the two, you can see the inspiration for both of them was the same viewpoint that they had above Bethlehem.
And you know, Mark Twain wasn't necessarily an overtly religious man either, was he?
Well, he was not overtly religious, but he certainly believed in God and attended church, particularly with his wife, for quite a while. One of the last segments in here, Mark Twain ran into a problem one year that anyone that has children has probably run into also. And that was that one year, one of the girls asked for something for Christmas that they could not find. They wanted to go buy it for their daughter, and they could not. So what do you do when you're stuck with that dilemma? Well, Mark Twain sat down and wrote a letter to his daughter, writing it as Santa Claus. And in there, he talked about the season, the importance of it, and then explained why she wasn't going to be getting the item that she had really wanted on her Christmas list. So the program will cover a lot of different aspects around Christmas time and sharing it primarily through the eyes of the Clemens family.
Well, that sounds great. What time's the program this weekend?
It'll be 2:00 Saturday afternoon, and it's at the Museum Gallery building, which is 120 North Main. Be up on the second floor, and if you come into the building, they'll give you directions. There's no charge for the program. It's open for anyone who would like to come, but 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon at the Mark Twain Museum.
Well, that sounds like a great afternoon. Attend the program, then grab yourself some dinner someplace downtown, and then take a look at all the lights and everything, because it really is a beautiful time of the year down there.
Right. And in the museum, we have just opened a new exhibit that people might find interesting, particularly if you come down next Saturday with free admission. You can come in to see the exhibit as well. A friend of ours from California died recently, and he was a longtime Mark Twain fan. He had started collecting Mark Twain back in 1958 and was avid up until his death a year ago. And he also worked for Disney Studios, which gave him access to all sorts of computer graphics tools. And he took pictures of Mark Twain, colorized some of them. He also made collages of materials. He did a lot of things that an average person wouldn't have the access to.
Sure.
But along the way with his collection, he did accumulate first editions of several of Mark Twain's works. He was very interested in different editions, primarily for the illustrations that they had, and collected quite a number of editions of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn with a smattering of his other books. He then looked at foreign editions, and people aren't really aware of this, but in the book Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain never describes Tom. He doesn't tell you if he's tall or short, fat or thin, freckles or not. There's really no description of Tom. And that leaves artists around the world free to depict Tom however they want to. Yeah. So you can see a Japanese edition with the eye characteristics native to Japan. You can see an Italian edition with a black, straight-haired little boy that looks like he walked off the streets of Rome. And nothing in the book tells you that's wrong. So he specialized in collecting foreign editions, and something over 300 foreign editions of his works are in this collection. He also collected magazine and newspaper articles on and about Mark Twain going well back into the 1800s, statues and busts of Mark Twain. Just about anything you can think of Mark Twain, he was trying to acquire and collect. After he passed away, we found out that through his estate, he designated this Mark Twain collection to come to our museum.
Wow, that's great.
So when boxes started arriving with all the paperwork, movie posters for different versions of his books, and he went beyond that. By having connections through Disney, he was able to contact some of the studios and actually had shooting scripts for some of the movie versions of Mark Twain's film versions. So all of these materials started arriving. And after we'd gotten a number of boxes, I contacted the family out in California and I said, how much more is there? And she says, well, there are about 55 bankers' boxes of books out in the garage.
Oh my.
There are framed pieces. There's still a lot here. So I flew out to take a look at this and see what we were getting. And there are more than 50 framed pieces of art that include everything from the movie posters that I mentioned to original photographs of Mark Twain.
Wow.
There's a framed Mark Twain letter, a genuine letter, just quite a variety of materials. And then these boxes of books. As I said, you can imagine how many books are in 55 bankers' boxes.
Wow, that's a
We've
lot.
got a lot of cataloging to do for the museum.
So how much of this is going to is already ready on display then?
Well, we took the framed pieces, and our auditorium room up on the second floor, all the wall space is used with these framed pieces. So they are all out. We have a large display case that has one of the first editions, a signed Mark Twain letter, some of the statue groupings. quite a number of the physical pieces are on display also. So if you come and take a look at this, you'll get an idea of what Dave Thompson had been collecting and what his legacy for our museum is.
What was his motivation? Was he a native Missourian or anything, or just
No, he was a native Californian.
Wow.
And he read Tom Sawyer early on, and it just captured his imagination.
Wow.
And he started trying to find everything he could about Mark Twain, reading all his books, and just became a true Mark Twain fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, that sounds like a heck of a find. And I really want, I'm going to get over there and see it because it sounds great. If you haven't been to the museum lately, get back over there. And every year, I mean, it's not something that's like, oh, I went a few years ago. It changes every year. The museum, it's all constantly evolving.
It is. I'm very glad to say that over the last couple of years, we completed the restoration of the Becky Thatcher House.
Okay.
And we tackled the John M. Clemens Justice of the Peace Building and the Polyester House or Grant's Drugstore. And in addition to literally taking the buildings apart to the interior timbers and putting them back together to make sure that they had the strength they need for the future visitation that we will have, we also installed new interpretation in all those buildings. So if you haven't been to the museum in the last few years, coming back today, you'll find the buildings are quite different than they were in the past. The fairly static displays are gone. We have audiovisual segments in most of the buildings. We have interactive displays. It's quite different for the visitors.
Well, again, it sounds great, and I want to thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to heading back over there, and I hope a lot of other folks will too.
Well, we're looking forward to everyone, and welcome to the Mark Twain Boyhood Home and Museum.
All right, that's Henry Sweets with the Mark Twain Museum and Boyhood Home. Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more. We have some more great news coming out of Hannibal. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Hi, it's Chad from the Liquor Booth, wishing you a festive holiday season. Check out our large selection of bourbons, whiskeys, and tequilas. The Liquor Booth, 3520 Broadway, Quincy. We have all the holiday spirits you need.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in
Quincy
Quincy.
Warehouse Bargains is your Quincy home improvement store. It's the only store of its kind in the Quincy area. We offer flooring, mattresses, area rugs, dining sets, couches, appliances, and much more. And have more products to come so we can better serve the Quincy and tri-state community. Our staff is ready to help you find what you need to make your house a home. Quincy Warehouse Bargains, 4100 North 24th Street, Quincy.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Dazzle your friends and family this holiday season and do it right with beautiful furniture and stunning accessories from Harvey's Furniture. We always have new items arriving daily, and we have a huge in-stock selection. Harvey's Furniture, our home, your home.
Welcome back. Well, I said we had some more exciting news out of Hannibal. It's actually a little self-serving news out of Hannibal. Well, part of the whole team here. We're very excited to announce that starting the first of the year, Muddy River News will have a full-time correspondent based out of Hannibal and covering Northeast Missouri and Pike County, Illinois. Meg Duncan brings 3 years of journalism experience to us. Very familiar with the area, Hannibal native. and we are very happy to have her aboard. And she will again be covering Hannibal, Northeast Missouri, Pike County, Illinois for us. She'll be doing her own podcast weekly. She'll also be ready just to talk to anybody over there in America's hometown, kind of like Henry Sweets just did with us. Of course, I was born in Hannibal, grew up in Northeast Missouri, as most of you know, and it's very important to me, and I was very happy that my partners, who I co-own Muddy River News with, were very supportive and very enthusiastic about making this move to improve our coverage in Northeast Missouri, and also, like I said, Pike County, Illinois as well, as we try to expand a little bit here at Muddy River News and Sports. We are very excited for what the future holds as we prepare to wrap up 2022 and get ready to head into 2023. So 2023 is just going to be more coverage, more content, more podcasts, more, because it seems that's what you have all expressed an interest in, and we are going to do our best to make that happen. Well, that's all the time we have now for the Daily Muddy. Ashley should be back tomorrow. If not, you'll see me here in this chair, or Brittany, or David, or somebody, but we'll definitely make it happen. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.